What's going on, everybody? It's your boy King Gabe here once again with another Star Striker and the Rise of Heroes unpublished. Yeah, so another edition installment in that. Last time we was talking about issue number 1, Strike Like a Star Part 1. Today we're gonna go on and go into 2 of them. Basically, I took a look at these. I took a look at this one and also the third one that we're also going to talk about. The page number of these rough drafts are a little shorter than the first one was. A lot of this has to do with what was going on in them, and kind of how I was. Because a lot of time I'd be planning out like different how different illustrations would go into these comic books, sort of like with Christina's, which we'll be hearing from her about her first Bubblina comic soon, when she a lot of there was like in parentheses it was at the very beginning of the Bubblina issue 1. And it took a lot of illustrations, which you'll find out when she talks about it. But there was a lot of illustrations just from that one little bit of information that was in parentheses there. A lot of times those, because there's one thing about writing it like a script there for the comic version. A lot of time the stuff that's action wise over, say, me standing here saying with a word balloon, a lot of times sometimes will take more pages even than just the person with the dialogue, all depending on the story. So yeah, that, and then that's one thing about comics, they heavily rely on action. I mean, I'm not saying that you can't put story in a comic, and don't get me started with mangas. Not saying that you can't do that. Because you do need story in a comic. Just like any other form of book writing, like a manga, even novels. But the thing with comic, it definitely relies more so on illustrating the story, more so than anything. So yeah, that was kind of that kind of explains why the rough draft here for this one and the third issue are not quite as long as the other one there. So can put them both together. Anyway, before we go into this, just want to let you know to make sure you like, share, subscribe, and also buy some of our available books. And support us on that Patreon, just like your boy AJ All Supreme, Big Sis Casey, and Iceman Universe. And also, definitely hang out with us on the Facebook and Discord, and we can send each other some stuff on the Magali app. So without further ado, and putting the funny accents aside, let's get to it. So, anyway, alright, so let's dive right into here. So, picking up where issue number 1 left off. Back in downtown, Star Striker's ready to face Derek, Gilbert, and Zach. Let's do it. Bring it on. Come on. And so first thing, Zach's like, hold on a second. If this kid's gonna use a silly code name, then yeah, well, we should too. And Gilbert's like, tell me you're joking. I'm serious. It may sound crazy, but look at us. He's in a silly costume with a silly name. We're all freaks of nature. Why not? Just for the heck of it. So, yeah. Gilbert's like, I'm not going. And Derek's like, yes, we are. Derek, come on. So, Derek starts first. Because of his form, he declares himself as Octobraid. Well, first, before he says that, he's it's time for you to meet our combined wrath. He points at Gilbert, so he decides to introduce them for them. He announces that now Gilbert is Pumo, not Pumbaa, but Pumo, the brick house warthog the brick house warthog that craves the challenge just as much as he craves his next meal. They point over at Racker. Zach, and says that he is Racker, the sneaky and stealthy rat that packs a bite that you'll never see coming. And then for himself, he's like, I myself am Octobraid, the clever mastermind that's guaranteed to put you in a permanent bind. Now let's get him. So then the fight begins. There's a Star attack, tentacles. Star dodges some of them. Racker tries to hit him, but Star grabs Racker. He dodges Racker as well, but the tentacle grabs him. Octobraid swings Star into Pumo, who quickly punches Star to the ground. And Pumo curls up in a ball and starts rolling towards Star. He fires a Star Blast, but they're repelled and sent back. They right back at Star, sending him crashing into a traffic light. And then back to the ground. It's kind of a rough fight, like I say. Don't get me wrong, Star Striker is very powerful, but every hero has their struggle there. Octobraid quickly grabs Star with his tentacles to squeeze him tight. Looks like you're in quite a bind, little boy. Just then, Sheila arrives downtown with her car, with Brian inside. She spots Octobraid squeezing Star, along with Pumo and Racker approaching beside him. And Brian's like, it's a superhero. Sheila's like, well, it looked like he needs some help. So, much like in the first issue of the published Star Striker comics, Sheila rams Pumo into Octobraid, causing him to drop Star. Personally, I think this makes a little bit more sense than I'll take that back. Because I think in the comic that was published, that came out in 2017, Sheila had rammed her car, hitting that crab mutant's foot. She didn't really knock him out, but because of the pain that it sent to his foot, he jumped up and crashed into the street light. And as a certain reviewer of the comics say, because that's how gravity works, physics. So, yeah, technically, I guess this would make a little more sense because, if you ram your car into somebody, in reality, I guess yes, especially considering how big Pumo has to be, because obviously a regular person, they get run over and that'd be pretty painful. Obviously, either way it'd be painful, but you end up running over a person. But Pumo being a mutant warthog, I'm just going to assume he's probably close to, say, the height of someone maybe like Tyler Perry or Shaquille O'Neal. Just say he's kind of close to either of those heights. Really tall mutant warthog. So obviously she wouldn't exactly run him over, but by ramming him hard enough, he would. It would hurt, and he would be like and then crash right into Octobraid, and this causes Octobraid to drop Star. Racker's like, I'll get him, guys. Sheila exits the car. She gets out the car and is like, I don't think so, Rat Man. and runs up to punch Racker across his face. Oh boy, Racker didn't like that. He's like, I know you didn't just come up here and punch me, little lady. That's a big mistake. Unfortunate for Sheila, it's not like when Buddy Love got slapped in Nutty Professor. Are you ready to go upstairs? I guess not. Yeah. Well, in this case, she punched him across the face, though. So then Octobraid and Puma get up and surround Sheila. And Puma's like, I guess you want to be a goofy superhero, too. And Octobraid's like, too bad you won't last as long as the other kid. And suddenly, the trio, all three of them, Octobre, Pumo, and Racker, they're all hit by multiple star blasts, causing them to fall to the ground there. And then he quickly grabs, they all get blasted, hit the ground. Star quickly grabs Racker by his tail and spins him around, throwing him into Pumo, knocking him unconscious. Pumo knocking him unconscious, both him and, him unconscious, because then he grabs Octobre by his tentacles and then throws him back into into Pumo and Racker. There's a lot of throwing in here. And then he uses Octobre, and with his super speed, he uses Octobre's tentacle to tie up the trio there. So Brian's like, wow, that was pretty cool. And she was like, yeah, that's impressive. And Lisa enters, like, Star Striker, I see you did a great job handling the situation. Like, I do have a special request for you. Say, I'm gonna need you to come to my house this evening to discuss our partnership. This kind of hints that that she might possibly know who Star Striker is. Find out about that in just a little bit. But so Star is like, okay, I'll see you this evening, Kamish. And he flies off. Brian's like, well, wait, you didn't tell him the address. Sheila's like, he'll find us. Yeah, so that kind of hints it there, because if she didn't know who he was, if she didn't suspect who he was behind the mask, probably would have told him the address and everything. But yeah, she's kind of, they say a mother knows her son or any of her children. Yeah, Mama knows, especially this particular one. Yeah. And just as Star is flying through the town, suddenly a cobra-like shadow appears on the ground, almost making me think of Ebon. Snatches Star, and he finds himself in a swamp-encased shadow dome. And then some dark green shadow cobras enter with evil grins. And Star's like, okay, I'm warning you, you little eating serpents. Like the Garden of Eden, because of the snake that comes up. Don't try any sneaky tricks or else. And that's when, and this is when the leader of all these snakes shows up. Easy, my child. We mean you no harm. And he's like, well, who are you? Someone who wants to offer you your greatest desires, greater than the world could ever give you. Okay, about to flip over to number 3. But first thing I'm thinking, oh boy, let me guess, you're the devil. So it sounds like when Satan was trying to tempt Jesus, and he brought him on top of the bill. He tried 3 times. First he said, command these stones to become loaves of bread. Man does not live off of bread alone, but by every word out of the mouth of God. Jump off this building, and it is. Wait! Before you try to put some scripture on me, I know scripture too. He will command his angels to come down and catch you. But apparently, you overlooked the scripture that says, "Don't test the Lord your God." Ugh. Okay, you know what? Look at all these riches of the world, everything. I'll give you all of these if you bow down before me. And Jesus said, away with you, Satan. So, it kind of making me think of that with that, more than the world could ever give you, blah, 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 the old temptation thing. That's right, Satan. We heard that way too many times. Brought a little Bible reading into this video here. I guess technically a recap discussion, or let's just say we'll be coming to that soon in the Bible readings when we get to the New Testament. So, okay, so issue number 3 of The Rise of Heroes of Star Striker, a serpent deal. Ugh. Oh boy, Garden of Eden vibes here. So, at the Wonder Sphere, the computer's stating that Star Striker's communication signal communicator signal has disappeared. Ultra Cat flies down to Earth to find them. Meanwhile, back in the Swamp Shadow Dome. So, then we find. Hold on. Sorry about that. So, then we find out that this individual is actually Jezebel. Yeah, it's a little she-devil here. Those of y'all that don't know, you do in the I think it's the book of I know we hadn't got. I know obviously I hadn't got to this one yet because it's still in the we just started with the book of Genesis with the Bible read. But I think it's in First or Second King. I think First Kings I want to say. But I'll find. But once we get to it, yeah, it'll definitely be confirmed. But I know in one of those there was Ahab and Jezebel. And they was ruling over Israel for a while. Yeah, they was known as an evil king and queen. And Jezebel was, she was a bad girl there. She was major bad news. Even more so than even more. I think she was pretty much even worse than Ahab to an extent there. So yeah, but in bottom line, they were both bad. And yeah, Jezebel doing some. She sure didn't like. Talking about serve the one true God. She didn't like that. Yeah, she was like, y'all better serve these idols that we built. So, yeah, wasn't pretty. So anyway, yeah, that's why I named this villain Jezebel there, and she got all these cobras and stuff like that. Sort of. So yeah, it's definitely clear that she's she's a snake woman, pretty much like Sia from the Star Trek comics, issue 5 and 6. Yeah, I think it was 5. But yeah, issue 5 and 6, where they show a girl named Candace that ended up mutating into a snake woman mutant and called herself Sia. So here, calling her Jezebel there. And you're like, well, if there's a villain named Jezebel, will there be a villain named Ahab? Yep. I didn't quite get to him in these 5 rough drafts, but yeah, I did have planned for there to be a villain known as Ahab. So yeah, but right now we definitely got Jezebel. Matter of fact, at first it was supposed to be Ahab talking to Star Striker, and then Jezebel came later. But then they switched it around and figured, it would be a little bit better with Jezebel first there, because she sort of be like, remember Slade? Those of y'all that watch Teen Titans 03, how Slade, Major Creeper there, was sort of coming off like this creepy father figure. Like, excellent, Robin. I think your skills are improving. Oh, Robin, is that the best you've got? Robin, if you defeated me, why am I still here? And then don't get me started, season 2 when Tara showed up and she was like, don't get too attached, Titans. I saw her first. Will you be willing to obey me? Serve me for the rest of your life, Tara? I do. Yeah, so it's sort of like in this case, I guess you could say a creepy mom here, a evil creepy mom. So, oh boy, she said that's right, my child. My name is Jezebel. Star's like, you must think I'm extremely gullible. There's no way I'm gonna take your word just like that. Perhaps you could use some persuasion. Wait. Let me guess. You want to do the old tempt a superhero like me to join you in ruling the world? Of course. Well, I don't think so, you little she-devil. I may be new to this whole superhero thing, but I've watched and read a lot of superhero stuff to know that trick and then some. And yeah, that's true. Sam, especially with the Yumeko novels, that we'll be talking about eventually. When I finally get the third one out, and then I'll go tell you about the novels and everything. But yeah, Samuel definitely big superhero fanatic. Yeah, he knows about not only just like the TV, pretty much like people that not only know about the TV shows of the superheroes, but even early comics, like especially y'all going, if you just look up on YouTube, especially now, with the MCU and, James Gunn doing his thing, people bring it up like, in the comics, Superman was stated to do this. And also, do you guys know that in this MCU movie, Iron Man, this is also a reference to this comic book issue number 37? So, yeah, he got a lot of that data. So a couple of the Cobras try to wrap around Star. He tries to break free, but then his hand gets bitten, causing him to be poisoned and collapse in pain. Jezebel approaches Star. There's a lot more to this than simple world domination, young man. It's multiversal dominion. Multiverse. Beyond, and here it comes. Getting the whole paragraph up. Beyond this world and the universe there exist other universes, meaning thousands of other worlds. I've seen them, along with others like me. When we decided to begin our conquest over the first world, we entered. Heroes just like you rose up to fight us in order to defend it. However, their foolish bravery led to their demise along with their entire universe. Then we split up to conquer new worlds that we would use the destruction of the previous universe to emphasize our point. No one would dare think about opposing us again. So, Star Striker, why sacrifice yourself in vain? Join me and my friends, and you may share in ruling an entire universe, and eventually, every universe there is. Yeah. I guess that's what you mean by bigger than what the world offers you. The whole multiverse there. Also, this what Jezebel mentioned about heroes that actually met their demise. This is sort of I think this was supposed to when I wrote this, I think this was supposed to be sort of hinting at what happened to the universe I made with Heroes of Dreams. Because I remember there was 10 books of Heroes of Dreams wrote. Matter of fact, the first book that I've actually gotten published, Heroes of Dreams, 10 books were written. Then there was this really big anniversary book. I know it's gonna sound weird, but I called it a movie book. It was like real big, had a lot of stuff going on in it, almost like an Avengers Endgame in a book. And it was a big battle and everything. Then I called myself trying to continue the story even further, possibly leading to another big event like that. I managed to get book 11 of Heroes of Dream out. Then I also got book 12, but by the time book 12 came out, then that's when I started working on the Star Striker comic series. But at first the intent was that the Star Striker comic series was actually going to be pretty much a comic version of what I had done with Heroes of Dreams. Have like two versions of it, pretty much like what Christina's doing, making a novel version of her comics. But then different ideals started coming as I was writing it, and yeah, then Heroes of Dream just stopped. Yeah, it did. It did not continue, and went on with the Star Trek comics and so on and so on. So yeah, it kind of ended that universe there. So that was supposed to be a hint at what could have possibly happened to Heroes of Dream in story. That this Jezebel and her, and a lot, not just her alone, but her other forces might have caused their destruction there. Sort of, and to say, almost like the equivalent of the Wolverine and Deadpool and Wolverine movie with the whole thing with the Void from the Loki series. Yeah, where you saw different characters from previous movie universes that had gotten thrown in there, like Gambit and Elektra and X-23, then what's that? Blade, yeah, and Blade and all that. So yeah, it was yeah, kind of even though that movie had not came out when I was writing these references, but yeah, pretty much kind of similar to that concept there. So yeah, yeah, it's a pretty big thing to start the story series off with there. So Star's like, well, this is a pretty big offer, definitely worth considering. Indeed it is. I suppose I could join you, Jezebel. Star is going to join with the bad guys? Excellent. And Jezebel removes the poison from she. Let's see, how does she do it? She bends down to place her hands on Star's shoulder. Okay, she just removes the poison. It doesn't really say how she does it. And then she places her hand on Star's shoulder. You've made the right decision, my child. And soon, I'll become like a mother to you. Sort of like what I mentioned about Slade, you know, when he was trying to make Robin enjoy working for him. Like, you're going to keep stealing from me, Robin. And who knows, I might even become a father to you. But much like Robin, Star's like, actually. And then he blasts her with his star. First he charges up his star blast. That I already removes Jezebel's hand. I already have a mother, and then blasts her. And I said I suppose I could join you. That doesn't mean I'll actually join you. Also, I had to say something to get you to get that poison out. Yeah, villains aren't the only ones who can pull a fast one. You know, hey, sometimes the heroes have to do what they have to do in order to get out of certain situations. There, you know, to a certain extent. But yeah, Cobra's charge at Star, and he zips out the way, causing them to slam into each other into a ball. Jezebel slashes Star, but he retaliates with multiple star blasts right in Jezebel's face. Then she vanishes in the shadows and slams Star to the ground with her tail. Jezebel, yeah, she ain't. You have to say, Star, like I said before, Star's probably now Jezebel is a lot stronger than the previous opponents there. Because it's supposed to be like a major big baddie, so obviously she's not going to get taken down this easily. But, you know, they always say, I'll be back. She said, it appears you. Yeah, and then she gets up, slashes Star again, and say, you need a lesson in tough love, my child. Either choose to follow me, or I will continue to punish you until you do. What is this supposed? What are you gonna do? Send me to my room? Say, yeah, I think I know that was just joking there, but yeah, that ain't gonna happen here. But just then, Ultracat bursts into the Shadow Dome, blasting Jezebel back. He quickly gets Star out of there and flies him out. Jezebel's like, Star Striker, my child. Eventually, you will join me. Eventually. So, Meanwhile, Ultra Cat and Star Striker, they back at the Wonder Dome. Star's like, appreciate the save, Ultra Cat. No problem, little buddy. Jezebel was a major problem to my world, and right now, your world. You faced her before? Indeed. And I thought I defeated her, but looks like her magic somehow caused her to escape. And Star asks, like, did those 3 criminals this morning, did they get their powers from her? Ultra Cat's like, I'm not sure, but it is possible. And actually, I think it's, now they could. It's a possibility that she could be supplying power to certain villains in this universe. There is also another force in hand that will be revealed in the other 2 rough drafts. I think we'll find out. But as far as where Star Trek got his powers from, I think it's a result of from the very first rough draft. The mentioned about the lights in the sky, stuff like that. That incident from the first Yumeko comic during Brownie's battle with Penubian there. So yeah, not sure, but however, the most important thing is that we defeat her once and for all. As far as I'm in. However, she's got a lot of power. She might possibly assemble an army. Very well calculated. So we need to prepare ourselves with an army of other heroes to help us. Ultra Cat says exactly what I had in mind. I believe there will be more heroes like you in this world that will begin to emerge. So I'll need you to help find them while also defending your world. And I'll gather heroes from my world to back you all up. So yeah, you get Food Cat, Food Bear, and the Thor, the Thunder Rabbit, heroes like that. Star says, sounds like a plan, but I need to explain to my mother and sister first. Sounds fair to me, kid. And now this was going to be now the last part of this was going to be a conversation, which they do. It does say that Star tells his mother and his sister, his mom and his sister about what's going on, and Brian as well because he was there. But I summed it up on the last page as Star kind of narrating to the reader, sort of like what Static did in the first episode. So that's how it all began. Truthfully speaking, my mom and my sister are a bit concerned about my safety and all this. However, we're all in agreement that to do the best we can, we're all in agreement to do the best we can to work together and keep our world and all other universes out there safe. So watch out, evildoers. But Star Striker, the Streetport Defender that strikes like a star, is soon to build up a team of superheroes. Yep, so that's what's going to lead to like Target and Diva Slay and all that. And of course, that team up is a little different in Heroes of Dream. I know y'all probably wondering, like, well, when is he gonna finally talk about this Heroes of Dream he keep mentioning? We're gonna get to it. There's other things that I want to go through first before I get to, but yeah, I do plan to share with y'all about Heroes of Dreams. So we will get to it. Just be patient. Just like how I had to be patient with the production of the 3rd Yumeko novel before sharing about that with you guys. So yeah, like I say, just gotta be patient, So that's it for this video. Hope y'all like, share, and subscribe. Definitely buy our available books, and also hit us up on that Patreon in order to support us, just like your boy AJ the Supreme, Big Sis Casey in the Iceman universe. And also definitely hang out with us on Facebook and Discord, and we can sell each other some stuff on the Macari app. And we'll see y'all in the next video. Y'all take care, everybody.